Sly Media, which one only Mr. Sly Media right here. This right here is my review on Atlanta, season 4, episode 6. Wow, another good solid episode of Atlanta. Very, very entertaining. It's the episode. I'm gonna get to the main key points of this episode. So the episode is mainly about this Crank Dad. Everybody remember Crank Dad. Everybody remember Crank Dad, Soldier Boy. Everybody remember that. Like I said, if you around my age in your late 20s and all that, you remember the Crank Dad. You remember that Soldier Boy era, the Crank Dad. Everybody was doing the Crank Dad Batman, Crank Dad Yank, all that. So this was about this guy that's kind of shooting anybody or trying to hurt anybody that was part of that Crank Dad dance. A guy on the internet, he's just coming out trying to kill anybody that's part of that Crank Dad. So Al did that one time, aka Paperboy. He was part of Crank Dad. He did that with his homeboy. It's funny how he had the big long white t-shirts. Remember we used to wear that? I still got some of mine still hanging up in my closet, but everybody remember we wear the big white t-shirts and all that and just do the Crank That dance. So everybody's remember that so vividly, so well, the Crank That dance. So Al was part of that too, and we even get a cameo from Soldier Boy as well. Soldier Boy is acting this as well. So oh my god, it's like the second time I actually seen Soldier Boy act. At first ever acting I saw him on was on the Game TV show and all that. Now we see him right here on Atlanta. He's over here, guest star in Atlanta. He's telling Al, yeah, you might want to get out of there. You ain't got no safe farm or something to go to and anything like that. So Al's trying to be very discreet at the mall. He doesn't want nobody to find out where it's him that know he's Paperboy or anything like that. But it does do a good job of it because one worker's associate says, hey, we do recognize you. Everybody knows you, man. Like everybody can tell it's Paperboy. Everybody can tell it's you and all. So he's just like, oh man. So he's thinking like, oh crap, like what am I gonna do with it, and all that. And of course, flashback to earlier in the episode, we do see he's in the studio with this guy named Doug, and they're trying to do a song together. But of course, Al turns it down because he doesn't like the song or anything like that. But of course, I'll talk about him how that plays into a role where how he's a very key point of this episode and all that. Also, so we see another guy with his girl and a baby, and he wants to become a rapper. That's what he says. He says, "Hope Paperboy signs. Hope some artist comes and he ends up getting signed and all that." And his girl tells him, "Hey, man, you want to get this up and get a real job and start working at the mall and everything like that, and actually, make it happen where you can be successful and everything. Then a real job, get the rap career." And he talks about how Big Sean got put on, got famous, everything like that, and all. So he's saying, "Hey, I got to do it," and all that. So he plays a key point in this episode as well a little bit, but. That's what Paperboy is trying to do. He's trying to avoid the shooter and all that and everything when they spot him because there's a guy coming out there trying to get everybody, trying to shoot anybody that's part of that Crank That dance. Also as well with Earn and Earn and Darius. Earn and Darius try to get these new Nike shoes and all that from this guy that sells shoes and all that. He said they get them for this money, but all he says, all I want y'all to do is kiss. That's it. If y'all kiss, then definitely, hey, you get the shoes. So Ernest like, no, and Darius like, no, let's do it and all that and everything. No, let's not French kiss for these shoes and all that. And Ern talks about a lot of stuff. Like I said, it's one thing about Donald Glover in these episodes. He always gives a clear message to every one of these episodes. Even though it's comedy, it's always a big message about certain kind of stuff. And he says, as black people, always value these shoes more than what they're worth or anything like that. He was saying, I have some 900 loafers. If I wore it to high school, I would get roasted on. Everything like that. But and all that. But he said we always do that, which very well is show. People still be shooting each other, ready to hurt each other and all that for some new Jordans and some Nikes or what, some new Jordans, anything like that. Some new pair of shoes and all that. Just trying to give the shoes more value than what they really are. With some shoes that probably next 2 years not gonna be fresh or anything like that. People are ready just to die and fight over it. He was saying, you believe in the kiss because you think these shoes are worth it and all that. And Darius like, yeah, pretty much yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely doing it. He said, yeah. And all that. So they do end up doing everything like that. End up kissing each other for the shoes, everything that, so they can get them. But it turns out when the Crank That guy comes, he starts shooting and all that, and the guy that sells the shoes, he ends up getting shot, getting killed. So it was almost like they did it for no reason. almost like you said they did it for no reason or anything like that. Because the guy gets killed, and then they just end up grabbing the shoes and all that and everything. But Al's running for his life when the guy's shooting it all, trying to make sure he doesn't get killed or anything like that. Then the guy that was trying to rap and get put on and everything like that, Paperboy ends up Al, aka Paperboy, just ends up pushing him to the side, said, "Get out of my way," and all that. So of course, I guess he finally gonna probably get him a new job now. It's like that guy gonna give up his rap career after Hal just did that. But of course, that one just didn't make sense at all. You see somebody shooting and all that and everything, and you worried about getting a deal or something like that. That made no sense at all. So I don't know what that was about either as well. But that happened. So Al's running everything like that, trying to make sure he doesn't get killed or anything like that. Where everybody's shooting, everybody's running and all that. Even though some police do eventually get the guy and get him and all that for shooting everybody. But Doug ends up putting on the same guy we saw earlier in the episode. Doug's end up pulling up and getting them and all that. And Al has no choice but getting the car. He said, if you want to live, get in the car with me." Pretty much, he's saying. So he's up getting in the car with Doug. Al's up getting in the car with Doug, and he plays him that same beat, the same song, and he just like, "You gonna get on the song for me, man? Come on, man, you gotta do it. You gonna get this song for me." You know what I'm saying? And all they said, just timing, man, not came perfect, but yeah, you get this song on me. Do this song on me. Time just came and time came perfect. I came to save you. Now we can do the song together. Let's do the song together. So Al just like, man, dang, this dude done saved my life. He probably done followed me and all that, but I gotta go ahead and do the song now. Shoot, make no sense. He just do to save my life, so I gotta do the song now. So he does in the end. He does end up getting on the song. Ends up being like one of the worst songs ever Paperboy's ever on, and the beat definitely outweighs the whole lyrics of the song. Donald Glover says it, how bad it is and all that. There's no rhythm to it and all that and everything like that. So wow. So the beat outweigh the lyrics. So yes, Darius, I can't even groove this song or anything like that. So which, like I said, it's very, very funny and all that and everything. So that's the end of the episode when that happens. So like I said, it ends off with the song that Al and Doug end up recording for each other. And it ends with Al doing the song that he did for Doug and everything like that for Doug, same with his life. But like I said, it ends the episode. Like I said, very, very solid episode. Wasn't better than the last two episodes, but it was pretty entertaining, pretty good. These next two episodes, I think this was episode 6, like I said, and it's 10 episodes. So, 4 more episodes left. So, like I said, it's not episodes starting to get more in the preview. Next episode seems like it's more and more getting more serious because they talk about like, I feel like the episode's gonna end with Earn and Val end up leaving Atlanta. So that's what it looks like. They talk about this next episode. So next episode should be very, very more interesting. It'll probably get more into the story of what, the end of the season, what it's about. Because this is the end of the series as well of Atlanta, which I'm still mad about because I love the show so much. But, hey, it is what it is, Like I said, it's time, time for everything to go. So, and all that. But Atlanta, this last season for it and all. Like I said, it was a solid, good episode. Like I said, clear message, gave a message about a lot of stuff. Also, like I said, reminisce to us of that Crank That era, like I said, which I really grew up on when I was in middle school, freshman year in high school. Everybody was doing that Crank That dance and all that. Really middle school for the most part, eighth and 7th grade and all that. That's when everybody really was doing the Crank That dance all the time. Everybody had the big white T-shirts and all that. The dance, pretty much. That was the start of MySpace. You remember MySpace and all that. That was the start on YouTube and everything like that when YouTube became big and everything like that. So wow, but like I said, good solid episode. As always, like I said, I like about Donald Glover's shows. His shows always have very, very deeper meaning to it. So I was definitely entertained by this show. I mean, by this episode of the show. So definitely loved it and all that. Like I said, if you like the content, please don't hesitate to like the subscribe button. This is Sly Media. Stay tuned for my next video. I will do a review on Werewolf by Night. I'm gonna watch that tonight. So I'm gonna do a review on that because everybody's talking about how good it is. So I will do a review on Werewolf at Night. So stay tuned for that. That's when my next videos come, Werewolf at Night. And I always do my videos on Raising Kanan. Like I said, 2 more episodes left for Raising Kanan. So stay tuned for my review on that. So all that's coming. But like I said, enjoy life and have a good night.